Good morning and welcome to a new vlog. I'm gonna do my makeup. I thought I'd talk to you while I do that. It's Tuesday. I don't normally vlog on a Tuesday because Tuesdays are usually incredibly full on. By the way, before we get started, I'm using the Too Faced Christmas palette from last year, the London themed one. Is it a little early to bring out a Christmas palette? Possibly. Do I care? Not in the slightest. I'm just going to try to do a very simple, basic eye because I'm teaching, so not a lot is going to be visible, and I don't need to like go full on glam for teaching, but I just thought it might be nice to do my makeup just a little bit because I normally don't for teaching, and that's fine. No one has to wear makeup at any point. Wearing makeup will not impact my ability to do my job. Normally for teaching, especially because it's been so hot so far this semester, which if you're new here, hi, I'm Andrea. I teach college writing full-time when I'm not doing all of my many other projects, or rather I do all of my other projects when I'm not teaching. So I'm also an indie author and a writing coach, and yeah, I wear many hats. So yeah, for teaching I don't usually wear a ton of makeup since it's been so hot, and since I'm sometimes walking across campus in the heat and I'm wearing a mask. Often the most I will wear is like mascara, and I'll do my eyebrows, which I need to do my eyebrows still because I am not a natural brunette, as you can probably tell from the shade of my eyebrows. So yeah, I usually just do mascara and brows just to make my eyes stand out a little bit. Last week I completely forgot to put any makeup on at all and went to campus wearing none, which again is fine. I don't need to wear makeup, but yeah, I thought this week and just for the fall in general, I might want to start wearing just a tiny bit more makeup. Mostly just taking time to do my eyes because again, there's no point in putting on blush and concealer and all of that because I'm just going to be wearing a mask. All I have put on my face so far down here is skincare. So yeah, it's going to be a day on campus. I'm slowly adjusting. Somehow, miraculously, I actually got a good amount of sleep last night. I don't know how I managed it. I really don't. But according to my sleep app, I got, what was it again? Yeah, just over 9 hours of sleep and 2 hours and 51 minutes of deep sleep. So as of this morning, I'm actually feeling pretty good, which is why I thought maybe I could get away with vlogging today. Maybe. As far as the rest of the day goes, I'm sure I will start to feel quite tired because I always do. It's an intense schedule this semester. It's not the worst. I've talked about this in a previous vlog. It's not the worst teaching schedule I've had in terms of like, it's not the busiest, it's not the most days on campus. It's tied for the most classes I've taught in a single day. But all of the times that I've had a more intense schedule were before COVID. And I feel like COVID has just really changed the game on what my body is physically capable of, unfortunately. In 2018 or 2019, this schedule would have been intense, but it wouldn't have been like that big of a deal. In 2022, it is. Oh, liner. Let's do a liner. I'm sure by the end of the day, I will be exhausted again. But as of this morning, I'm feeling all right. So I got a good amount of sleep and I managed to wake up at a reasonable time this morning. So I've had some time that I could sit down and like actually do my makeup a little bit. It's getting close to the time I do need to leave in a little bit, but my bag and my handbag are already packed. Like I've switched over to the handbag and tote bag that I'm going to use today. Those are both packed and ready to go. Yeah, there's just a couple other things that I will need to grab, but I'm mostly packed and ready. I'm gonna try to eat something before I leave if I can. Mornings have just been a challenge in general as far as eating is concerned, which is a little bit obnoxious, I won't lie, because it's such a long day. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows really quick. Okay, brows are done, I think. Now just mascara. Can't talk while I do my brows. Not that I do them like a certain way that like requires that much attention, but I do have to focus. Apparently I need to concentrate to do my mascara as well, so doesn't make a huge difference. Don't know that anyone is really gonna notice, but I will notice. So my eyes just feel a little bit more done today, and I will take it, I think. Let me double check. Nothing has fallen. I think we're good. I'm gonna slather on a little bit more under eye cream, just because I feel like my mask comes right up to my under eyes and kind of just, I don't know, dries them out a little bit. Just having something sitting right here all day gets a little bit annoying and irritating to my skin. So, okay. Now, yeah, it'll do. I don't feel like it's showing up in camera, but I can see it in the mirror. I'm happy with it. So now I need to go get socks and shoes on, get my water bottle together, try to eat something, maybe watch a 10-minute YouTube video if I can find one. Sit and relax for just a little bit this morning while I finish getting things ready, and then we'll get on the road and go to campus. Okay, we have made it. We have made it to the parking garage. We've made it to my preferred parking garage. So I have a permit to park in a garage on the other side of campus from where I teach. And that garage is great for Wednesdays when I have office hours, because that garage is right by my office. And so, yeah, it's great. Not ideal for teaching days because I teach almost a mile away from my parking garage, which if it was like 75 degrees, I would not complain. I'd enjoy that walk. It would be a nice part of my day, but it's going to get up to like 97 today. And it's already, I think, like 90 right now. It's a little bit cloudy, so it wouldn't have been terrible. And I am wearing a knee-length dress, so I did kind of dress just in case I had to walk, because last week what happened was I got here and this garage was closed to anyone who didn't have a permit. And so my permit doesn't work for this garage, so I couldn't get in. I have to pay $16 a day on top of what I've already paid for my assigned parking permit. So it's worth it for me to pay that on days I have to teach over here, because I've noticed there have been 2 weeks now that I've parked over here and 2 weeks that I've parked over in my garage and walked. And the difference in how I feel throughout the day, on Wednesday, the day after teaching, and throughout the rest of the week on the weeks that I parked over here compared to when I've had to park over at my garage and then walk. The difference in how I feel is staggering. It's ridiculous. As the temperatures start to go down, I could start doing that walk. I'd love the walk. The walk is beautiful. I actually walk through a really nice part of campus. So it's not the walk that bothers me. It's the heat, and it's the walk and the energy expending on top of the energy I have to expend as a teacher, because teaching is very physically demanding and exhausting. Is it as demanding as digging ditches? No, I'm not comparing it to that. But compared to other jobs that are less physically demanding, teaching is more, I guess it's more of a situation of teaching is more physically demanding than people who don't teach might think it is. I feel like it's a profession where you wouldn't expect it to be so physically demanding, but you're using your voice, you're using your body, you're using facial expressions as much as I can with a mask, body language. You're doing a lot to kind of convey high energy, to keep your energy up and to keep the students' energy up. And then for me, I'm doing it 3 times throughout the day, and it's the exact same class. So those of you watching who do have teaching experience, you will know what I'm talking about. Teaching the same class multiple times is great on the one hand because it means you only have one prep, and that's fantastic to only have one prep. On the other hand, it's difficult because you're literally saying the same thing 3 times throughout the day or more, depending on how many times you're teaching. And this is the first time in a few years that I'm doing 3 classes in one day. So I'm kind of used to doing the double performance. The triple performance is a little bit difficult. The only thing I can compare it to is anyone who has theater experience in high school or college or professionally. If you've ever had to do like a 2-show day where you've got like a matinee and an evening, it's that kind of thing where for each of those subsequent performances, you've got to have the same energy, the same enthusiasm. You've got to deliver the same performance because that audience, that second audience, they're also paying to be there. So they're not going to cut you some slack because you've already done the show, at 2 p.m. The difference is, in that case, you usually have at least a couple hours between the end of the matinee performance and the start of the evening performance. And between my first and second class, I only have 15 minutes. So that's a challenge. But it is semesters like these that I am very thankful for my theater degree. For so many years, I thought my theater degree was just a waste, and I kind of regretted it because I didn't go into acting, and then I left costume design. I didn't continue with that. But as I have gotten more into teaching, I've realized that this is what that theater degree was meant for, because I do love teaching. I love teaching, and I love the performance aspect, the performative aspect of teaching. I think that's also why I like YouTube and things like that. It gives me some of the things that I really liked about my theater degree, because in a way the vlogs are kind of a performance. Theater degree has definitely come in handy, but yeah, it kind of helps a bit with the stamina and the endurance and the repetitive nature, but at the end of the day, it's still a long and exhausting day on Tuesdays. So when I can give myself a bit of a shortcut and park over here, that's bonus. So yeah, and I managed to not have to park on the roof. The problem with this garage compared to my garage is it's smaller and it's a little bit narrower. The problem is there are a lot of big cars who don't fit, and there are a lot of people who clearly don't know how to park. And this garage is the type, because of how narrow the spaces are, if you are not parked perfectly within the lines, you're taking up someone else's space. And so I circled around a bit to finally find the right spot that I could angle into. But every time I park here, I pass by a ton of spots that are technically open, but no one can get into because the people on either side or both sides have parked like an absolute jerk. Like, I try to be very careful and like open the door and check, like, am I within the lines? So yeah, it's a little frustrating, but I managed to park on a middle floor. So I think I can do the stairs down, and then we'll down to the ground level, and then we'll see how I feel. Might be able to climb the stairs coming back if I have enough energy. But the bonus about this garage, if at the end of the day I am really exhausted, or if I'm like parked on the roof and it's just too much, there is an elevator, unlike the garage that I have a permit for. So yes, the elevator does come in handy on really bad pain days for me. That's enough rambling. I have
talking to you guys has helped kill a little bit of time, but I still have like almost 40 minutes before my class starts. So I'm gonna walk over to my building. We'll find a place to sit. I was listening to a podcast, so I might finish listening to that and just relax, try to conserve some energy, and then go teach. Two classes are done. I now have my break, and then I will teach my third class later this afternoon. Finished a few minutes early, so I actually have the classroom to myself for a minute, which is really nice because there is a class that meets after mine, so they'll be coming in soon. But yeah, now I just go upstairs and rest as much as I can. I try to do some work if I feel like it, but usually I just really need to sit and not speak and eat a kind bar. I'll grab that outside and take my mask off outside, eat a kind bar, drink a lot of water, and then I'll go into the computing commons upstairs, which is where I was before class, killing some time. So I'll go back up there, sit down. I feel really tired. My brain is just really spacey, so I'm probably just gonna read and listen to music and relax, and then we'll come back down here and do it for the third time. I'm home, and I forgot to bring an extra water bottle. I usually try to have like an insulated water bottle in my car that I'll just like fill with ice and water so that even if it's sitting in a hot car all day, it'll still be cold. And I forgot to do that. And by the end of a long day of teaching and talking in a mask and being in the heat, even though it wasn't that hot today, thankfully,
But still, after a long day of work, my voice is just shot and I just want ice cold water. When it's cold out, tea, hot tea is what I'm craving when I get home, but right now it is still quite warm outside. It came down to 91. I think it got up to like 97, 98. It was definitely hot around the time of my break, but then by the time I left campus, it was definitely cooler. It was a little bit breezy, it was cloudy. It wasn't raining, but it was raining in like parts of the area. So yeah, it was just not too bad, but still warm. Even just the short walk back to my car was very grateful. Didn't have to take the elevator today. I was able to go up 3 flights of stairs to get to my car, so that was lovely. But I have definitely more than enclosed all of my rings. So Tuesday tends to be one of the most active days of the week for me. So break was fine, nice and quiet. I was very uncomfortable. There really isn't a good place to sit. By the end of my break, the last like 20 minutes, I was just in so much pain and so uncomfortable. Just had all this tension and pain in my neck and shoulders. So that wasn't fun. And I can still feel my whole back, like all the way down my back, just feels really tense and tight. So I'm gonna go take a nice hot shower and try to relax my back a little bit. And then I've got some leftover chili that I'm gonna heat up. So I have chili for dinner and watch The Bachelorette. It should be, they have been dragging it out, but this should be the final episode of the current season of The Bachelorette. So that's kind of been my routine so far this semester. On Tuesdays, I come home, I take a shower, I reheat dinner, whatever dinner is, sit down and eat dinner while I watch The Bachelorette on Hulu. So I'm going to continue that tonight and then maybe watch some YouTube videos and then read. I did read in my book. I'm reading husband material, so I've got like, it's a longer book. I think it's like 424 pages and I'm just really enjoying it, so I'm taking my time reading it. So I've still got like 3 hours and 20 something minutes left in it, but did make some progress in that today, so I'll probably do a little bit more reading in that tonight and then go to bed. Then I get to get up tomorrow and go to campus again, but tomorrow is just office hours, so that's a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go do all of that, settle down to watch The Bachelorette, and then I will check with you guys later this evening. Okay, it's like 9:20. I'm feeling just a little bit sniffly, which is something that's been happening like all semester so far. I don't understand it. It's weird. But yeah, I just seem, it's like my allergies flare up or something. I don't understand it. But Tuesday nights, I always feel just really run down, a little bit sniffly, and I wake up Wednesday morning and I feel fine. So The Bachelorette wasn't on. I think it has to be airing this week, but it happened last week too, I think, where it wasn't on Monday. It must have ended up airing on Tuesday, and so I was able to watch it on Wednesday. It must have been a football game or something yesterday, but it's just really irritating because I want to just watch the finale and get the show over with. So instead, I watched an episode of the new season of Blown Away, which is a glass blowing reality competition on Netflix. I loved the first 2 seasons, so I started watching the 3rd season, and then I remembered that I was an episode behind. I didn't watch Sunday's episode of House of the Dragon, so on HBO Max. So I watched that, and then I watched the behind the scenes episode for the week. Should probably just wrap up the vlog here though. Let me go sit because I know that AC is gonna come on again soon. So let's come over here. Let's sit down and just have a bit of a chat before we end this vlog. I have not had enough water today, I know that much. Oh, plant update. These have continued to grow, so there's some like dead flowers on here that I need to pick off, but there's still lots of flowers and they're definitely higher than they were. But I don't know, yeah, you will be able to see that. There are also all of these ones starting to grow, but they're really low. If they bloom, I don't know if there's room for them to bloom. And so I don't know if I should have done something to like make more space for those or what, but there's like a whole new like bunch of stems starting to come up there, and they're looking like, some of these look like they're going to bloom any day now. Others look like they've got a little bit more time, but the stem that they're from hasn't grown up much. So I don't know, but yeah, it's continuing to grow. It doesn't need much water. It doesn't need much sunlight, which has been really interesting because I don't leave much light. I'll crack open these blinds a little bit so it gets some direct sun first thing in the morning, and then it just gets really indirect shaded light the rest of the day. Y'all, I don't know how I'm keeping this thing alive, but like, I'm happy. I'm happy I haven't killed it. But clearly I need to do some actual research on like how to take care of this plant, because like, I don't know if I'm supposed to cut off some of these stems. Like, I don't want to cut all of these ones off because it still has flowers that are blooming. So they don't look as good as they did before because there's like bits where I've cut off the dead flowers. So I don't know. But I'm very happy with that plant. It's super cute. Definitely think I might buy some more. Proofreading update, because I haven't done any book work in today's vlog, but... and I forgot to update my tracker. I have proofread chapter 11 and chapter 12. So tomorrow I will do 13. So I am on track. I am still doing my 2 chapters a day. I should still finish by Sunday, if not slightly sooner. So this has been a day in the life of me as a teacher, but the next vlog will probably be more book and writing focused, so come back for that. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I just noticed earlier this evening too, it'll probably still fluctuate, but we're over 3,000 subscribers. I will talk about that a little bit more once we're at like 3,010, like once I know I've really crossed it. Right now I'm at 3,002, which I can fluctuate within like 5 subscribers on a regular basis. So it could go back down to like 2,998 tomorrow morning. But we're just about at 3,000, which is wild, and I'm very grateful. So subscribe if you're not subscribed. I love having more people join us here in my little corner of the internet. And if you are a recent subscriber, thank you. If you are a long-term subscriber, thank you. Extra thank you for sticking around. I appreciate both new subscribers and long-term subscribers alike. You all are a huge part of why I do these videos. So thank you. Our question of the vlog. I don't have a question. Leave me, I'm looking at my autumn leaves and pumpkin please plaque thing on my desk and my maple leaf coasters. Leave me some fall leaf emojis. Doesn't feel like fall outside right now, but it's coming. It's coming. So leave me some fall leaf emojis, or you can just leave the phrase autumn leaves and pumpkins please. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next vlog. Thank you very much for watching this one. Bye.